always say that there's two things that are very hard about creating your dream life. The first one is ignoring your current reality, because your current reality is always going to show you what is, right? When you're trying to create $1 million and your bank account is saying $2, it's going to be hard for you to say I'm a millionaire and mean it and feel it and actually believe you can achieve it. How do you follow a dream that you don't believe in yet? How do you follow a desire that you have? Like when you see a certain type of life or you think about a certain type of life that you want to live and it just feels so far, so different from where you are now. Like how do you even start to believe that that is possible? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Hello and welcome back. My name is Juditha and I am your mindset coach. In this space, we talk about all the things that matter when it comes to creating your dream life. I'm trying to do the same thing, so trust me when I say that I get it. I've been where you are and sometimes I'm still there. Okay, today we are going to talk about how do you follow a dream, how do you chase a goal, how do you actually be intentional and take consistent action to achieve something that you don't even fully believe in yet. I always say that there's two things that are very hard about creating your dream life. The first one is ignoring your reality. The second thing that makes creating your dream life really, really hard is your ability to believe in it before you can see it. When it comes to manifesting and creating your dream life, you have to believe it before you see it, because when you believe that you can have a certain life, when you believe that you can achieve certain goals, who you are changes to reflect that belief, right? We talk about identity a lot on this channel, and I have plenty of videos about identity, but your beliefs are shaping your identity. If you believe that you are someone who is capable, then you will show up as that capable person. One of the first beliefs that helped me step into entrepreneurship, I was listening to Abraham Hicks, right? If you don't know them, look them up, Esther and Abraham Hicks. I was listening to them and they would always talk about, how we are creators, and when you ask, it is given. All you have to do is ask and believe that you're going to receive it, and then take inspired action to get there. I slowly but surely, like as I would listen to them like almost daily, amongst other things that I would listen to, I started to believe that I could be, do, or have anything that I wanted. And then I just started to act like it. I started to, that belief started to influence my identity. I had the courage to start a business. I had the courage to mess up and fail. I had the courage to start another one. I understand that I made it to a part of success that a lot of people don't even make it to, right? The part where you actually believe and you actually know that if you keep trying, eventually you will end up exactly where you want to be. Like that is a part where everyone gets stuck, right? The part where the life that you're living and the life that you wish you had, they feel so miles apart. You just don't have the mindset to step into that yet. And I've been there, so I get it. And the funny thing is, sometimes I'm still there, because here's the thing about creating your dream life, right? Here's the thing about being human. Actually, when you set a goal and you achieve it, another goal automatically takes its place. Like you cannot control it. You are always going to want to reach for something else, whether it's something big or something small. You are always going to reach for something else. So for me, I find myself having to consistently remind myself and step back into the belief that I can be, do, or have anything that I want in this lifetime. So don't make it mean anything about you when one day you feel like you believe and the next day it wavers. This is normal. Your job is to have patience with yourself. Have patience and tell yourself, like, have the conversation where you're like, you know what, I feel the dis-ease right now in my body, in my bones, in my nervous system. I feel it. I feel the disappointment ahead of time that I might not succeed. I feel the doubt. I feel the fear. And you know what? This is all normal, because I'm going to step back into the belief that I can do this. Okay, this is what I have to do. This is what I still have to do. Okay, so now let me give you the steps to actually implement into your own life today, so that you could start believing in the dreams that you have, regardless of how big or unrealistic they feel to you right now. The first thing I want to talk about is when you are in the beginning of, I have a dream, I want to do something that I've never done before, that I haven't seen anyone in my family done before. Like when you are in just the beginning of planting the seeds, there are two things that you literally, you don't skip this. I don't care what you do, but you cannot skip these two things, because this was vital in my journey to becoming who I am today. It was vital in my ability to believe that I could do it. So the first thing is, you have to constantly remind yourself that you can do it. And the way that I did that in the beginning is I made sure that whatever content I was consuming, it was a consistent reminder of the success mindset that I was trying to grow into. It was a consistent reminder of the woman I needed to become. It was a consistent reminder, motivation, inspiration of, hey, you can do this. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. If you give it your best, you can do it. Failing is not a bad thing. I literally just had to brainwash myself to think like a successful person would think. And in the beginning, how I did that was I was very intentional about the content that I consume. I was always consuming something that motivated me. I was always consuming something that made me feel like I was unstoppable, untouchable, that my success was inevitable if I kept going, right? I started to adapt these beliefs that not only could I do whatever I wanted and succeed at it, but failure could not cope with perseverance, right? I started to redefine what my relationship with failure looked like. And I started to think to myself, you know what? The only way I fail is if I quit. The only way I fail is if I don't try. But as long as I keep going, as long as I have that goal and I keep taking steps towards it every day, eventually I'm going to get to where I want to be. So that's the first thing. You have to constantly remind yourself that you can do it. You need to constantly have things reminding you. And this isn't just like media, like YouTube and podcasts. I mean, those things helped because I wasn't around a whole bunch of people who were trying to think the same way that I was trying to learn how to think. So that's what I had to do. But being very mindful of your environment. If you have friends who aren't going to support you, distance yourself from them. If you have family who are going to try to discourage you, distance yourself from them. But you also can learn how to live around them and still do what you need to do, but it just takes discipline. However, you are capable of doing it if you really want to do it. So the second thing you really need to do is have faith in something bigger than yourself, okay? I don't know, whatever you believe in. It could be the universe, it could be God, it could be Allah, Buddha. It doesn't matter. I just think that you have to have faith in something bigger than yourself, because if you don't have faith in something bigger than yourself, then what's going to happen when you realize that you can't do it alone? Like, what's going to happen on those days where you feel completely destroyed, completely uncertain, completely scared? That was a bridge that I had to cross in order to fully believe that I could create my dream life. I had to work on my relationship with God. I had to work on my relationship with whatever higher power I believe in. And that's what you need to do. So work on your relationship. And you can do that in many ways, by having silent conversations, by praying more, by reading whatever religious text goes along with whatever you believe in, whatever it takes. But for me, knowing that there is some all seeing, all knowing power that is looking out for me, like that really wants me to do good, that really wants me to succeed just as much as I want, or even more than I want myself to succeed, that helped me to believe in myself. Those are the first two things that you cannot do without on this journey to actually believing in the dream life that you want to create. Now, the third thing, and I kind of touched on this already, so I'm not going to get into it too much, but it's your environment. Be very selective about who you're around, because if you are trying to change your life and you have friends who like to party every weekend, if you're trying to save money and you have friends who are always trying to go out to eat, who you tell them, these are my goals, these are my dreams, and they don't in any way try to like help you or support you or not like stray you off that path, those people might not be the right people to be around in this season. I'm not saying you have to cut everybody off. What I am saying is just be very selective about who you hang out with, about who you're with most of the time, because the people that you're with most of the time is going to shape who you are, period. So the one question I really, really want you to ask yourself whenever you're around a group of people is, what type of conversations are happening in this room? Is it the type of conversation that is going to benefit my future life, my future self, and the life that I want to create? Or is it the type of conversation that is a perfect fit for who I am now and the life that I'm creating, which is what I'm trying to outgrow, right? Ask yourself this question. And when you see yourself in rooms where the conversations aren't progressive, where the conversations aren't informative, aren't educational, not saying that every time you go out it has to be that way, but I'm just saying in this phase, you just have to be intentional about the conversations that you're in and the conversations that the people around you are having. Now, the fourth thing that you're going to do to follow that dream that you don't quite believe in fully is you need to understand how your brain is working. Now, this is something else that has helped me so much. In the past like 2 years, I've really been learning about my brain and what brains do and why I feel fear, why I feel doubt, insecurity, anxiety. Just knowing how the human brain works in general helps you to understand the reactions that you have. For example, your brain does not care about your success in the same way you do. Your brain is always going to prioritize your safety, because that's what it's there for. That's what years ago when we evolved, this is what the brain evolved into, a protective mechanism. It's always going to try to help you make the choice that is going to be the safest. Now, the problem with that is safety sometimes mean chaos. Safety sometimes mean unhappiness. It means unfulfillment. Your brain is always going to stick to what you've always done and who you've always been, regardless of how beneficial that lifestyle is, regardless of how beneficial those habits may or may not be. Your brain is like, this is who we've always been. This is what we've always done. This is the job we've always had. These are the people that we've always been around. Let's not change any of this, because if we change any of this, we could die, right? So that's why it's so hard to change. That's why it's so hard to let go of people that you know are not helping you, that you know are bringing you down. It's because your brain wants to hold on to the familiar, regardless of if it's helping you or harming you. So just remember that about your brain. When you find yourself having a very hard time changing anything about your friend group, about your habits, your routines, about your negative thinking, tell yourself ahead of time that, oh, okay, this is what brains do. This is what the process looks like. I am asking a lot out of myself. I am trying to shift my identity. I am trying to change my world, my life, everything that I've known. So of course my brain is going to freak out. Of course my brain is going to tell me everything that's going to go wrong. However, I am not those thoughts. I am the awareness of those thoughts. I am the observer. I am the soul and the spirit behind the fear, the doubts, the insecurities, all of that. Okay, so when it comes up, act as if you are an onlooker to your own feelings. Act as if you are an onlooker to your own thoughts, to your own emotions. When they come up, don't automatically let every thought that you think be a fact, because it's not. Question everything, especially if it goes against what you're trying to do, especially if it goes against who you're trying to become, because your brain is sneaky like that, right? Your brain is going to bring you every excuse, every doubt, just anything that it can. And you know that you're losing the war against your brain if you are believing these things, right? If you are allowing it to keep you stuck, if you are allowing it to make you believe now is not the right time for change. But what I do want you to know is the moment that you had a dream, the moment that you had an inclination, a sign, your soul felt called to do something, that was the moment that you were supposed to take action on it. Okay, not when your brain is trying to convince you a better time would be. It's right now. Okay, and the first step doesn't have to be a big step. However, if you had the dream, then the action that you were supposed to take was instantly given to you as well. But the fear, the insecurities, the judgment, all of that will come up, and it will cloud your mind, and it'll make you feel like now isn't the right time. It'll make you feel like you don't have what you need. It'll make you feel like you need something else, and you don't. Right where you are with whatever you have, you are already equipped. The universe, God has already equipped you. That dream was given to you for a reason. It wasn't just given to you to like tease you. It was given to you because that's what you have the ability to create. However, you have to be willing to become the type of person who can create it. And that's what this whole journey is about. That's what success is. And the money that you get, that you might get, the time freedom, the location freedom, the happiness, the fulfillment, all of that is a byproduct of who you become on your way to becoming successful. It's a byproduct. That's not what success is itself. Success is also the byproduct of your identity changing, of your thoughts changing, of your perspective and your focus changing. If nothing else, just remember you were given that dream for a reason. You have everything that you already need. And here, that's where it starts. So once you start to shift mentally, everything that you need will line up for you in your external world, because your identity and your external world are always mirrors of one another. So when your identity shifts, your external world has no choice but to shift to accommodate the woman that you have now become. That is it for today's video. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something. Make sure you subscribe and leave a comment letting me know what your favorite part about this video was. Let me know what resonated with you the most and what you're going to take with you from this day forward. Alrighty, I will see you guys on the next one.